Hey folks, it's been a while since I last posted a video. Life has been rather hectic, but I'm trying to get back into a more regular posting schedule. So thanks for sticking around and stay tuned for more gaming content. For now, this video pulls together some of my previously uploaded tips, focusing on some useful things to take note of in both early and late game stages in Stardew Valley. And of course, this also includes some of the cool new additions in the 1.6 update. Let me know in the comments what your favorite things to do in Stardew Valley are, or if you have any other cool tips to share. Starting off with some early game tips. The first farming tip is to craft sprinklers as soon as you can, to save time and energy for other activities like mining or fishing. I like to wait till I reach farming level 6 and craft more quality sprinklers, as these sprinklers allow you to utilize the space on your farm more efficiently. While the basic sprinklers are available at farming level 2, I try not to craft too many of these since the base materials needed to craft these include iron bar, which is also needed for quality sprinklers. The next tip is to go fishing before the Egg Festival on Spring 13 so that you have enough gold to buy strawberry seeds. Strawberries are one of the most profitable crops in spring, but seeds cost 100 gold each, so be sure to save up enough gold to buy a couple of them at the Egg Festival. In spring, kale is one of the better crops to plant early game since they give more XP than parsnips for the same returns. This cool tip by Mark outlines a pretty great strategy to plant both kale seeds and parsnip seeds, saving up for strawberry seeds between spring 8 to 12, and then buying more kale and parsnip seeds after spring 13. This will allow you to level up your farming quicker and unlock more crafting recipes and professions. The last farming tip has to do with animals. In the 1.6 update, there's a new Meadowlands farm type which gives you a free coop and 2 chickens. This is a great way for you to earn some extra farming XP from petting chickens every day, or to earn some extra gold from harvesting chicken eggs. Another change that the 1.6 update introduced is that if you close the barn door behind your animals at night, your animals will now gain a little extra happiness. The first tip when heading to the mines is to always bring food to avoid running out of energy. You can use parsnips or forageables like spring onion early game, and be sure to go foraging on spring 15 to 18 for salmon berries, or fall 8 to 11 for blackberries to use as food in the mines. I like to also save a few fishes that have a lower sell price, but provide a decent amount of energy and health, such as smallmouth bass or chub, just in case I run out of forageables. The next tip is to upgrade your pickaxe as soon as you have sufficient metal bars to do so, as it makes a huge difference as you go further down the mines and the rocks get harder to break. While my pickaxe is upgrading, I like to spend the day fishing to level up that skill and to earn extra gold for seeds that will allow me to increase my farming level. The last tip to do with mining is to make sure you're keeping a few items you find from the mines in storage to unlock the boiler room bundle in the community center. Completing this bundle will allow you to unlock mine carts, which is a much more efficient way for you to get around in the valley. With the time saved, you can spend more hours fishing, farming, or even mining for more resources. The boiler room bundle is also relatively easy to complete, and you'll be able to find all the required gems, ores, or monster drops in the mines. The next tip on combat is to head to levels 1 to 39 in the mines to kill bugs to get bug meat. This can be turned into bait for you to use while fishing. Besides bugs, dust sprites also have a 50% chance to drop useful loot like coal, which is always needed to smelt ores for metal bars that are used in a bunch of different recipes. You can find these dust sprites on levels 41 to 79 of the mines. Killing dust sprites also gives you a 1% chance to obtain coffee bean. If you're lucky enough to obtain a coffee bean, be sure to plant it on your farm if it's still spring or summer. Coffee beans mature after 10 days, and 4 beans can be harvested every 2 days in spring and summer. Replant these beans that you obtain to grow more beans, which you can turn into coffee using kegs. Coffee gives you additional speed on consumption and makes a huge difference when you're trying to go through the mines or skull caverns quickly, or just run away from the monsters. Besides dust sprites, you can also obtain it from the traveling cart's rotating stock, so be sure to check out the traveling cart in the Cindersap Forest on Fridays and Sundays before 8 PM. The next tip has to do with foraging, and that is to always replant your tree seeds after chopping down trees. Wood is one of the resources that you'll always need, especially early game, as it's used to craft tappers, kegs, upgrade your house, or build barns and coops for your animals. In the 1.6 update, the skill mastery system was also introduced, which rewards you with cool features like an equipment slot for trinkets, which could make you insanely overpowered in the Skull Cavern. To unlock skill masteries, you'll still need to reach level 10 in all your skills, so be sure not to neglect the foraging skill if you'd like to unlock the Mastery Cave in year 1. The fastest way to level up in foraging is to chop down trees, but note that trees do not grow in winter, so keep replanting your tree seeds in spring, summer, and fall to ensure you'll have an endless supply of trees to chop. If you've unlocked the desert, you can plant the seeds there as well, and trees will grow in any season including winter. Besides wood, you'll also want to replant any mahogany seeds obtained so that you can get more hardwood, which has multiple uses including to build your horse stable, repair the boat to Ginger Island, or to repair the tree stump in the Cindersap forest to welcome your new raccoon neighbours. You can kill slimes in the secret woods as they have a chance of dropping mahogany seeds. Another great tip from Punch Pineapple is to replant your mahogany seeds on your farm, since the trees there can spread via seeds. The last tip for foraging is to upgrade your axe to iridium as soon as you've completed your pickaxe upgrades, as it makes chopping down trees much more energy efficient and saves time for you to explore other things in Stardew Valley. The first fishing tip is to try to get perfect catches, as this will give you a higher amount of XP to level up your fishing quickly. The fishing bar size also increases with every fishing level gained, making it easier for you to catch quality fishes. The training rod helps if you're struggling early on, since it increases the size of your fishing bar, but you'll only be able to catch basic fish of normal quality. Once you've leveled up, get at least the fiberglass rod to equip bait and catch more high quality fishes for more money. Throughout each season, I like to fish at various spots to catch the most valuable fishes. In spring, I like to fish up in the mountains for largemouth bass, which sells for a base price of 100, one of the highest for spring fishes. Whenever it's raining, I like to fish at the river below Jody's house, as you'll get a chance to catch catfish, which sells for 200 gold. That said, before I unlock the first backpack upgrade in year 1, I typically fish on the beach right outside Willie's shop, so that I can sell the fishes back to him right on the spot and create space to catch more fishes. In summer, I like to fish on the beach as there are a bunch of high-value fishes to catch, including flounder, tuna, and octopus, which each sell for more than 100 gold, and even pufferfish or super cucumber, which sell for more than 200 gold. Summer is my favorite time of the year to fish, as you can make quite a bit of gold from fishing in the ocean. Fall fishing is usually not as profitable, but I like to fish in the river to catch tiger trout, which sells for 150 gold, or walleye, which sells for 105 gold. In winter, I fish up in the mountains to catch sturgeon, which sells for 200 gold. There's also a chance for you to catch lingcod, walleye, or largemouth bass, which all have a sell price of above 100 gold. In the 1.6 update, there's also a new fish type, goby, that can be caught in all seasons at forest waterfalls. It sells for 150 gold, making it a rather profitable fish to catch. The 1.6 update also introduced the fish smoker, which doubles the sell price of your fish. You also get to stack fisher, angler, and artisan buffs when selling it to earn tons of gold. You only need 1 coal to smoke your fish, and you can purchase the fish smoker recipe from Willy for 10,000 gold. If you choose the Riverlands farm type, you'll get a free fish smoker included in your farmhouse. I like to sell my lower value fishes as is and keep the higher value ones like super cucumber or catfish to smoke, since coal is always needed early game and you'll get more gold in total this way. To craft fish smokers, you'll need to obtain river jelly, sea jelly, and cave jelly by fishing at specific locations. The chances of you obtaining jellies is increased if you have any luck buffs, so I like to eat foods like spicy eel, which gives +1 luck. The price catalog is super useful when deciding which fishes to sell and which ones to keep. In the 1.6 update, the bookseller will come to town twice each season on random dates and sells different skill and power books that give you unique abilities like running faster. While most books are too expensive to get early game, you can get the price catalog for just 3,000 gold and is super useful when deciding which fishes to sell and which ones to keep. Besides skill-specific tips, here are a few more general tips that I found useful starting out. After accumulating 25,000 gold in earnings, Demetrius will give you a choice between the Mushroom Cave or the Bat Cave. The mushroom cave produces different types of mushrooms which are needed for you to craft the life elixir, which restores you to full health and is extremely useful when exploring the mines or skull cavern. In the 1.6 update, there is also a free dehydrator that comes with the cave, which is an artisan equipment that turns mushrooms or fruits into dried products. This increases the base sell price by more than 1.5 times, providing 3 times the health and energy. The dehydrator is great for processing your excess crops if you have insufficient kegs or preserve jars. The Bat Cave gives you different fruits that are necessary to complete the artisan bundle in the community center. If your goal is to complete the community center as quickly as possible, my suggestion would be to get the Bat Cave instead, as it gives you access to fruits early on, especially since you might not have enough money early game to plant all the different fruit tree saplings. The last tip is to always check the traveling cart for rare items. If you're working towards community center completion in year 1, certain items like red cabbage or fruits are harder to obtain. Red cabbage seeds can only be bought from pears starting year 2 summer and have only a tiny chance of dropping from mummies, serpents, or slimes in the skull cavern. If you don't want to wait till year 2 to complete the community center, the traveling cart is your best chance of obtaining it in year 1. You can even toggle your settings to ensure that the traveling merchant sells it in year 1 by clicking this checkbox. The traveling cart appears in the Cindersap Forest every Friday and Sunday and closes at 8 PM. Now that we've covered some of the useful things to do in the early stages of the game, here are some cool additions to focus on in the late game. There is now a special item that gives Junimos a chance to harvest double crops. In the 1.6 update, you can use the new dehydrator to turn 5 grapes into raisins, which have a special effect on Junimos. If you place raisins in a Junimo hut, Junimos will have a 20% chance to double harvest your crops. Junimos consume 1 bag of raisins every week, and multiple bags can be stacked for them to consume over time. As you progress later in the game, placing high-value fruits like star fruit or ancient fruit in kegs to make wine will be one of the best ways for you to make money. There are a number of places for you to place your keg besides in sheds, including your own house. In the 1.6 update, there are 4 new home renovations that make your house even more spacious. If you hate the look of this, there are a couple more places in Stardew Valley such as the railroad or the desert to place your kegs, but note that villagers do occasionally walk through certain paths which could displace your items, so if you want to be really safe, you can place them in the quarry where villagers don't walk through. I like to also place a keg on my farmhouse, which is loaded with fruit at the same time I load my kegs in the quarry, so that I'll instantly know when my fruit wine is done without constantly having to check at the quarry. Using fairy dust will cause machines to immediately complete the product it's processing. In the 1.6 update, it can also be obtained from golden fishing treasure chests or traded for with the bookseller and the raccoon's wife for 1 mystic syrup. To obtain more mystic syrup, be sure to craft more mystic tree seeds after unlocking the foraging mastery, such that you can plant and tap more mystic trees for syrup. You can use these on kegs or casks so that your artisan goods get processed faster, but note that when used in casks, wine will not go directly to iridium quality unless it is currently in gold quality. Instead, it'll upgrade to the next quality level each time fairy dust is used until iridium quality has been reached. Fishing has become rather profitable with a couple of new changes introduced in the 1.6 update, so be sure to leverage this in the late game to make some quick money. After unlocking the fishing mastery, you'll get the challenge bait recipe which allows you to catch up to 3 fish at once. However, your catch will decrease by 1 fish each time the fish leaves the fishing bar, so you'll need to get a perfect catch to get the maximum 3 fish. If you're using this on tricky fish like legendary fish, pair it with fishing buffs like seafoam pudding and equip the cork bobber, as these will increase your fishing bar size. You'll also get the advanced iridium rod after unlocking the fishing mastery, which allows you to equip 2 tackles, and the effects will stack, which means an even larger fishing bar if you equip 2 cork bobbers. If you're like me and kinda suck at fishing, you can instead use deluxe bait, but equip a quality bobber instead so that it increases the quality of your catch to iridium quality. After catching your legendary fish, you can place it in the new fish smoker to double the sell price of your fish. Fish ponds have never been the most profitable, but with this change in the 1.6 update, you could make quite a bit of gold with the right ponds. Once you unlock the fishing mastery, you'll unlock golden animal crackers, which gives 2 times the normal output of animal produce, including fish roe from fish ponds. In the 1.6 update, you can also put legendary fish in fish ponds, limited to 1 per pond, and fish ponds also got a slight buff in production, with a chance to produce extra roe whenever they produce roe. This could be a great way for you to earn some extra gold, given aged roe of the legend fish sells for more than 7,000 gold with the artisan profession. Besides the legendary fish pond, I like to also keep a stingray fish pond, as it has a chance to produce cinder shard, dragon teeth, and battery packs. Cinder shards are needed for all upgrades at the forge, from enchanting your tools and weapons to combining rings and forging your weapons with galaxy souls and gems. You need 10 dragon teeth to craft the island obelisk, and another 5 to trade for banana sapling at the island trader for 10 bananas, also used for the island obelisk. Dragon teeth are harder to obtain, as there's only a slight chance to find them within the skeletal remains of a dragon, or by killing a lava lurk in the volcano dungeon. Battery packs are also needed in multiple important recipes, including iridium sprinklers and crystallariums. Once you've unlocked the combat mastery, you'll get a new equipment slot for trinkets, which grants you special powers in the mines. You can also craft the anvil using 50 iron bars to reroll the stats of trinkets to make them more powerful, so be sure to make use of this to maximize the benefits of trinkets. My favorite trinket is the parrot trinket, which gives you a chance to find gold coins worth 250 gold when slaying monsters. If you're heading into the dangerous version of the mines or skull cavern, you can also make use of the fairy box trinket, which heals you in combat, or the magic quiver, which shoots arrows at nearby enemies. Besides trinkets, the 1.6 update also introduced books that grant you special powers and skills. Some of my favorite books for combat and mining include the Monster Compendium, which gives monsters a chance to drop double loot, and the Diamond Hunter book, which gives all stones a chance to drop diamonds when mined with a pickaxe. The Monster Compendium can be obtained from killing monsters, or bought from the bookseller for 20,000 gold starting year 3. The Diamond Hunter book can be bought from the dwarf in the Volcano dungeon for 10 diamonds, so be sure to get both of these books to make your Skull Cavern runs even more fruitful. Once you've unlocked T's Walnut Room on Ginger Island after collecting 100 golden walnuts, you should check out the shop stock for a bunch of cool items that can be bought with T gems. I like to get the horse flute first, as it allows you to summon your horse anywhere outdoors, even on Ginger Island, to get around Stardew Valley quickly. Other cool items include Galaxy Souls, which allow you to forge your weapon into the most powerful infinity weapon, or the Bluegrass Starter recipe, which was added in the 1.6 update. Bluegrass produces twice as much hay as normal grass when cut with a scythe, and allows animals to gain twice as much friendship from eating it. You'll also need the Mystic Syrup to craft it, so be sure to plant and tap your Mystic trees as early as possible so that you'll have a ready supply of syrup. If you're struggling to find golden walnuts on Ginger Island to unlock T's Walnut Room, you can use the new Jojo Parrot beside the Volcano dungeon to locate all remaining walnuts. You'll be awarded all the walnuts on the following day, but I only use it when I'm sure I can't find any more of my own, since it costs 10,000 gold per walnut. You can use Stardrop Tea to quickly build relationships with your favorite villagers. Stardrop Tea is a universally loved gift that can be gifted for 250 friendship points, equivalent to 1 heart. If gifted on villagers' birthdays, you'll gain 3 friendship hearts. It doesn't count towards the daily or weekly gift limits and can be freely gifted multiple times in a single day. Stardrop Tea has a 7% chance to be randomly found in golden fishing treasure chests or from completing raccoon quests. It can also be obtained from the prize machine in Lewis's house using prize tickets from completing special quests or orders. As you progress towards perfection late game, there are new perfection waivers you can use to increase your perfection score by 1% each time. After interacting with the Perfection Tracker statue in T's Walnut Room for the first time, Fizz will send you a letter inviting you to meet him in the watery cave near the dig site on Ginger Island. You can buy perfection waivers for 500,000 gold each to bypass perfection challenges. Another way to progress towards perfection is to leverage the pen. In the 1.6 update, you can upgrade your pen at Clint's and enchant it at the forge. My favorite is the Archaeologist enchantment, which gives you a 3.5 times chance to find artifacts to complete the museum collection or Ginger Island quests. It also gives a 4 times chance to find artifact troves, which often contain rare artifacts and items like pearls that can be sold for gold. And those are just a couple of late game tips for Stardew Valley with the new additions in the 1.6 update. If you found this helpful, be sure to like and subscribe or leave a comment on this video, and I'll see you in the next one.